roasted codfish fillet and asparagus with lemon, butter, and Parmesan cheese in a sheet pan in the Ninja Foodi digital air fry oven and the Instant Pot Duo Crisp. We're going to use the Fat Daddy-O pan in the Instant Pot. I mean, it's pretty much just a round sheet pan. And I'm also going to explain, we're not going to do it, but I'm going to explain exactly what to change, what temps to change, and how to do it in your normal oven on a normal sheet pan. So, hey, I'm John Sanders, also known as Jelly 007. Let's cook some codfish fillets and some asparagus. Okay, so right here's what we got. I got this at Sam's Club, and I am really impressed. I don't think they've been carrying it real long, but you can see it's wild caught. It's not frozen. Wild caught Pacific cod, $7.98 a pound. But you can see it's some good-looking fillets, and I'm anxious to see how they do. Now I'm going to use most likely I'm going to use my avocado oil to spray the pan with, but it's not that big of a deal because we're not working with super high temps. So you could use olive oil, and I may even, I don't know. I'm going to spray these pans, both of these with it before I put the cod or the asparagus in. And here is the asparagus, and it came from Sam's. And you can see it's fairly small stalk asparagus. Now I'm kind of picky about that. Had they all been that size right there, I probably would not have bought it because it gets a little woody, I call it, or I think it's referred to as, but in other words, it's hard to chew. And here's another thing that I'll say is a variation. There's nothing wrong with this right here. And we used it here for years. There's nothing wrong with that type Parmesan cheese, but I'm probably going to use, I'm going to grate my own Parmesan with this right here on top of it. And I'm also going to use fresh lemons, and I'm going to squeeze once I get it laid out, I'll see, but I'll probably use the juice of at least one, maybe both of these lemons. And I'm also going to zest, so maybe not a lot because it's pretty strong. The zest of a lemon is pretty strong. It's a little stronger than, say, the juice. So I'll probably zest a little bit over, but no big deal. If you don't have a zester, then you just skip that step. But take my word, it means a lot, and I've resisted it for years. I've said that before. It's worth getting one of these and doing that. It really means a lot. It adds a lot of flavor, and there's a lot of oil and stuff they say, but you can tell the difference is my point. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get all of this done. I'm going to get these cut into the sizes I'm going to use, which will probably be, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but somewhere around that size right there. I'm going to cut pieces about that big. I'm going to get the woody end, I call, off of this asparagus, and I'm going to use the thinner end and decide how much I need and just kind of look and feel of how it looks on this and in here. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about the oven recipe is it is identical. I mean, you can do a lot more in an oven. I ain't got to tell you that. The only thing that'll be different is I'd say add 25 degrees to what we're going to do in a normal oven. Even if it's a convection oven, it just don't do the same as these air fry ovens. And you'll see what I mean if you do it a bunch. Anyhow, I'm going to get that started. We're going to get this fish cut up, get it on there, get this ready to go, and I'll be right back. All right, I thought I'd show this right quick, but this is just something a lot of people recommend is take asparagus and just bend it till it breaks, and then the tough part, supposedly, it breaks at the tender section, which makes sense. So that's what I'm doing. Just wanted you to know. Okay, I did want to show this a little bit, and you can see that's my lemon zester. And here's about what I've put on it so far. You don't want to dig down into white. You just want to get the yellow. And you can see it's that simple. You may can see it falling, I'm not sure, but that is all you do is just lightly brush the lemon. And then I've already got actually I'm using avocado oil. Just mix it. If you could smell this, you would understand what I mean. The lemon's not cut. I can just smell the lemon oil, and I mean it is a wonderful smell. And if you smell it, you'll know what I mean. It's going to go great with that asparagus. So I'm about to cut this in half in a minute, and then I'll squeeze the lemon juice on it, and then we're going to get the pans ready and get the fish on it over here. So be back in a second. Okay, and for the record, right quick, I just put a little bit of Parmesan cheese, fresh grated on there, and I'm going to mix that around. I've already put the juice of half of that lemon on there, and we're going to put some more on everything else in just a minute, but that's how I do it. You know, everybody does it different, but in fact, right here's what I'm doing. I'm going to mix that around. Like I said, the juice of half of a lemon is on there, and I'm about to get this right here set up in the pans and get a place to set that fish. Okay, kind of to recap, there it is. That's got asparagus under it. I kind of got the asparagus holding the fish up, keeping it from being on the bottom of the pan. No good reason, just the way I'm doing it. I did not use this. I mean, I used fresh, but you could have used that. And let's see what I need to show right now. I'm going to put a little bit more lemon juice on top of the fish, and I'm probably going to use the other half of that lemon. And we're just going to do that right now. And then the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zest a little bit more lemon juice. A little bit more of that lemon peel on top of this fish. And then this, as always, it's going to get my favorite go-to, which is right here. I'm going to sprinkle it with Lawry's. And everybody's got something they like. I love Lawry's. Now, I've got this fish turned over. You can see the skin side. And the reason I did that, this is the side the skin was on, is because it had this. And I'm a little worried about it. Not worried about it. I'm just afraid that piece would cook a little more. And if I left it out, it was going to do that. So I felt better with turning it over. I don't think any of it's going to be a problem. It's going to be fine. So I'm going to zest some of this across that a little bit. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with my Lawry's. I'm going to hit it with a little bit more Parmesan across the top. I'm going to get that preheated and get this started. So we'll do that and I'll be back. All right, there it is with the grated Parmesan. Here's what I used on that last lemon is just about that much zest. The other half of the lemon juice I just put around it, sprinkled it all with a little Lawry's. And all it's going to get right now is just kind of keep everything good is a little bit of butter. Just like that, and it's not going to matter that much. I'm just putting a little bit in there because I like butter, and I'm using the Land O'Lakes. So now I'm going to clean all this up, back all this away. We're going to preheat both of these to 375. We're going to set those in, and we're going to be watching them with my Thermopan. I'll be back in just a second. All right, everything is ready to go in. So we got to preheat everything. Turn this one on. We're going to go to air roast at 375. We're going to move that temp to 375. Going to hit start on that one. Going to hit roast right here. Temp up to 375. Hit start. Let them both get preheated for about 5 or 10 minutes and set that in there. See how it does. Okay, they preheated for quite a while. And what we're going to be looking for is 130 degrees internal on the cod. So I'm about to get this started, and I know I don't have my little thing out here, but take my word, I've done temp test. It's not that hot underneath. So we're going to set it in with my little handy dandy silicone Instant Pot sling. I'm going to open this one up. Slide this in. Just like that. Hit the light. And give it a few minutes and start checking temps. Be back. Okay, so I looked back on the camera because I forgot to set this timer. So I've got it running now, but I was at 54 minutes. So that means we're 12 minutes in. I'm going to take a look at these right now and do a temp at 12 minutes. And I'll show you what they look like. Right there they are. They're looking good. I got to set the camera back down. And let's see what we got. And they're looking kind of flaky like they should. There's 126, 125. Down around the bottom, they're not where they need to be. I'm going to trust the other one to be similar. So we're going to let them go another, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll check them again. I've been watching these with the flashlight, and as far as looking good, they do. But as you know, you have to do temps. So we're going to check them right now. I'm going to set that right there, get it off of that silicone. And these are, wow, it didn't take it long to get to 140. We're going to check it 1 or 2 more places, but what did I say, 149 or something at one point? But it doesn't matter. We're about to pull these out. Those might be a little overdone. That small one for sure. But they look fine, I'll be honest with you. We'll see how they are when we get them out. I'm going to, in fact, I'll take these out now. Set those right there. And that was a little warm. I'm assuming these are the same way. So I'm gonna get my my oven mitts right here and pull these out and do a temp check on those. 140 is not gonna bother me. I would rather have been 135 or so when I pulled them out, but I don't think it's a crisis. Let's make sure these are done. Because they look good. They were looking excellent in that with the flashlight. Let's just see what we got. 134, 135. So I saw 134. I am happy with that. In fact, that might be a little low. But not bad enough to mess with. We're gonna let them stay right there. That one's a little, they're all a little different size. I mean, you're gonna get a little, hey, that's perfect, because I got, the lowest one I got, I think was 130, and I got 125, so, yeah, that's close enough. We'll do that. We'll take that, we'll let them rest for about 10, 15 minutes. Okay, so after about 5, 10 minutes of resting, let's see, we'll check this one, this middle one first. 133, bring it back, 130, 128 in the middle. That is absolutely perfect. We'll see what that one is, which is pretty thick. I'm kind of shocked. I guess well, there you go, 132. Now this one's a little thin. So, you know, the size, it means a lot about the thickness of the fish. So anyhow, these right here in the Instant Pot, well, they're not bad either. 135, 136. I don't think you're going to beat that. Now, that's at the bottom, 150. I'm probably coming out the bottom right there. I saw 130, though, when I first put it in. So in the 130s is absolutely perfect. Now, that's a really small piece, and I don't know why I'm showing all this. Just thought I would right quick. And that piece is really small. I'm going to come back to the top, which is, I think I saw 140 at one point. There's 146. I am good with those temps. So I'm going to get a plate, get this ready. We're going to sit down and see how it tastes. All right, for the record, just to make sure we know, that one came from the Instant Pot, and this one came from the center of the Ninja Foodi digital air fry oven. We're going to sit down and see how they look. All right, I got it zoomed in on the fish so we can kind of see how it flakes, and plus maybe we can see how the asparagus does, but I scooped it right out from under each one of them so we'd know how it did underneath. But let's see how it flakes. And that is exactly what I want. That's 130-degree fish, and that, to me, is how fish, especially cod, and I probably got my arm in the way, is especially how cod should be. And I don't know what else you'd ask for. There's the center of the fish right there. And you can take a look at either piece of that. And if I got it zoomed in so far. But that is spot on. And It tastes excellent. I tasted lemon right out of the gate, and that's from that the lemon zest. Now we'll see what the if I can keep my arm out of the way, make sure you're still on the fish, and you are. This is the Instant Pot, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it either. That is perfectly cooked cod, people. That is spot on. And try and get that at a restaurant that good. I'm promising you, 130 degrees to 140 or so is something you don't get often. It just is not. They're not that accurate with it. You do it at home, you do it yourself, and you use a thermopan, you can do it. So I'm going to taste this. And it's excellent. I'm going to move that camera back, and we're going to try that asparagus. But kind of hard for me to do with it that zoomed in. But you see how well it is. That texture is perfect. There's nothing wrong with that fish. So I'll be back. All right, so let me sit down, and let's try the asparagus. I can't really do it the same way I did the fish. About the only way to do that is to bite it. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm telling you, that is excellent. And asparagus and fish are almost perfect in cook times. And that's a big thing to do with sheet cooking, or sheet pan cooking, is whatever protein or meat you're cooking has to kind of match, the vegetable you're cooking with it. In other words, you don't want to overcook either one of them. Well, asparagus and, say, cod and salmon, which I'm fixing to have a video on, works excellent together. And just like the video I did last night on the bone-in chicken breast and the potatoes and all, they did excellent, and it's because of the cook times. That's the only thing you have to kind of monitor. Make sure you pair foods that cook similar together. But man, the sky's the limit. You can do a lot of things. And I got a lot more than just this fish and that chicken coming. I think it's one of the neatest things I've ran across in a while. The asparagus, if you like asparagus, it's excellent. And of course, the fish is too. So, and I got more coming. Like I said, the salmon will be up in a few days. I've got another vegetable I'm going to do with it. I think you'll be impressed with it. One pan to clean up, and really simple to set up, start, and get done. I love y'all all. Y'all come back to see me, and y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.